Alright, what's up guys? Starting out here, we are showing the preparation process for building my new RDA. Right now I am setting up the lathe for boring out the larger piece of brass, which is going to become part of the body of the RDA. This is the first time I got to use the small boring bar on the small lathe, and I was just kind of trying to get a feel for it. The goal here was to make this a 4/1000 press onto my 1.5" diameter naval brass bar. Basically this was going to be 1.496 1 inch 496,000, or yeah, 1.496, whereas the my brass bar is 1.5 inches exactly. So right here we're just boring this out, getting it ready. I had a heck of a time trying to use the light to give the camera a better view, and most of the time I just felt like it got in the way anyways. The goal, or while I was doing this, I had the brass bar in the freezer. I had it in the freezer for about 3 hours, shrunk it a good 0.010 of an inch, and you'll see here in a second what I was doing to press the two together. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out, but you'll see in a minute how much trouble I actually had. And here we go, we're getting started heating this piece up after we've bored it out. Got the oxyacetylene torch with a rosebud, and of course I got my safety glasses. Perfect timing. Had to do this a couple times to get that right. This actually took a long time. Most of this video is, well, all of this part is either 8x or 16x sped up. So I actually had about 2.5 hours worth of work just in what you'll see in this video. But almost ready, almost got it up to temp here, and I spit on it at one point to make sure that the saliva boiled off to let me know that I had it up close to temp, and it's actually probably over, but it was still good and hot. The purpose of this is to cause the hole to open up. It causes the material to swell and open, and you can see there I'm beating it on the concrete and it just would not go in. So I wound up taking it to our 50-ton press in the back and pressed it in, and here I am, brought it back up front after I did it, and you'll see I split the brass pressing it in. The thermal shock, I think, had a lot to do with that, considering that the smaller brass bar was so cold. But here it is after it's all come back down to temp, back to room temp. I am brazing the slot up. It was a tremendous amount of work just to get it to this point, and I wasn't about to let it go to waste. So I started with some lead-free brazing rod. Not like it really matters much anyways at this point. And I did check everything ahead of time to ensure that I didn't have, everything is lead free. There's no lead in anything that I'm using. That is pretty important for me, considering that I am trying to promote this being safe. But got it all soldered up pretty good. The brazing rod didn't quite flow like I had hoped. I just didn't have enough heat to get it to flow like it should. So I went back, you'll see in just a second, I went and got some silver solder, and right there you can see a little divot in the brass, and that was actually a hole, and you can see I just kept feeding the silver solder in until it quit flowing into the hole, and at that point I could actually see it coming out the crack on the side on the back there, and soldered it to the brass on front and back, which wound up being unnecessary also. And while that's cooling off, I went to the big lathe in the back. This piece is going to be the barrel for the RDA, the piece that connects the top cap and the deck. It looks like it is not round. It looks like it is wobbling crazily. The OD on this, the outside, is actually within 1/1000th of an inch. This was originally a brass bushing, and it had been worn out terribly, so it looks like it's off center. All I'm doing here is turning the inside to get it good and concentric, and I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. You can see on the back side the difference in what it looks like after being turned to proper dimensions, or to actually being round, as opposed to how worn out it was. And here we are. Here in just a second we'll be making the final pass on the ID on this thing. And here we go on the final pass, taking it nice and easy and slow. And the surface finish actually came out really, really nice. I was very pleased with the surface finish on that. And next we'll be setting up to turn the outside diameter to almost final dimensions. Here I am just facing off the end of it so it's nice and concentric. I keep saying that word. That's actually quite important. If your parts aren't concentric, if it's not all nice machine fit, it won't fit together right. So basically all I did on the OD was turn it until there were no low spots, and then just cleaned it up really well. Did a nice clean finishing pass, and you can see the difference on the finishing pass as opposed to just turning it down in size. And here we are. This is the piece after I brazed it up. I put it in the bandsaw and cut the extra brass off. This was actually the most difficult machining, because I had all the little bits of brazing rod. You can see all the little bits of brass that was hanging off of it, and it was quite a bit of work not to break the cutter. It's actually why I took it to the big lathe, so I could use the carbide bits and get a better cut on it. Just doing this piece, just machining this piece to a clean finish all the way around, took about 30 minutes, and I was working pretty quick on it. But I didn't have any specific dimensions at this point. I was just trying to get everything to a nice clean finish, and I was really looking to see how the solder job turned out. And you can see right there I was kind of poking at where the solder joint was, and I'm really pleased with it. I've actually got to turn this down quite a bit more to fit, but here we are with a different angle on it. And it soldered up very well. I'm very pleased with it, and the press fit actually came out really well once I cleaned all the crap up off of it. There's the final pass there, and we'll flip it around and chuck it up on the smaller brass bar. That's actually going to be where the 510 is, and it will not be a 510. It's actually going to be 7/8 by 20 turns per inch, so it's going to be massive. That's just to allow a decent connection on the mod.
Alright, so everything that you just saw was the actual time taken to record that video was about an hour and 15 minutes of video time. I condensed that down quite a bit. Some of it I sped up to 16x, some of it's only 8x. 8 times the original speed or 16 times the original speed. And that, the actual hour and 15 minutes is only about half of the actual time that I spent working on these parts. That was all of the machining that I've done up to this point. I got on film. I did not miss anything. As a matter of fact, except for setup time, which takes forever when you're doing machine work, I pretty much got everything on film. And I've still probably got about 7 hours worth of work to do. All of the video that you watched was done during my half-hour breaks and half-hour lunches at work. So, great deal of work. I'm going to, well, if you've seen it, you'll already know, I'm going to try to do voiceovers of everything to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I've just got to get that set up and get it figured out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of it. This has definitely been an experience for me, editing it and figuring out how everything meshes together. And I really haven't done much except put them in sequence and speed up what I felt needed sped up at whatever rates were necessary to keep it enjoyable to watch. I figure if I enjoy watching it, you guys will probably enjoy watching it because I'm a YouTube junkie as well. So I'm going to show you right here. These are the parts as they are now. We've got, this will be the deck of the RDA from about approximately right here down. This is going to be 7/8 by 20 is going to be the actual 510. It's going to be way, way, way bigger. And there's two reasons for that. One, a 510 would not be big enough to do shit with this RDA. Yeah, it would be usable with other e-cigs, but I can make an adapter really easily, and that's basically what I'll wind up doing anyways. But to be useful for the mod that I'm going to build for this, which is going to come after I finish this thing, we're going to do 7/8 by 20 threads per inch. It's going to be awesome. So the bottom half will be the deck. The top half will be the actual top of the top cap. I will machine that separate, and I'll get all of that on video as well. I intend on getting this entire project. This will be the barrel, and I talk about all this in the video, but when you speed it up, you lose all audio quality whatsoever. So keep in mind the actual 10 minutes of machine time that you watch in high speed actually took about 2.5 hours. But this is the barrel right here, and you can see it is quite thin. Makes a very good bell. It will be 69 millimeters. Right now this is 69.5. When it's all said and done, I put everything together and polish it all up, I imagine I'll be able to work most of that 0.5 out. I'm going to call it 69 millimeters regardless. It won't be below that. You may have noticed that the intro to this video, the background looks completely different. I actually filmed it before I did the battery basics video. What just happened? Is the phone still recording? It is. My laptop. Oh, my screensaver on my laptop. Piece of shit. Okay, so that's it. We're going to wait for the laptop to come back up now. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Do you want to see the rest of the machine work, or do you just want to wait and see the finished product? I thought it might be kind of cool to show you guys. And when I do all the fit work and everything, I intend on getting all of the machining on video, whether it's in high speed or not. And when I get everything finished, if you guys want, I'll just make a giant video from start to finish of all the machine work and assembly. It'll probably be a few hours long if you guys are really interested that much in it. This laptop is just losing its mind. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Vape on.